Have you ever wondered how one invention could change the course of history forever? Welcome to the fascinating world of science where every discovery, every breakthrough can alter the course of humanity. Today, we embark on a journey back in time, to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when the birth of an idea changed everything. During this period, the scientific community was abuzz with the development of atomic theory and quantum mechanics. These were not just abstract concepts, but the building blocks to understanding the very nature of our universe. Imagine scientists brimming with curiosity, diving deep into the microscopic world, trying to decipher the secrets of atoms. One of the first breakthroughs in atomic theory came from John Dalton in the early 19th century. Dalton proposed that each chemical element is composed of atoms of a single, unique type, and though they cannot be altered or destroyed by chemical means, they can combine to form more complex structures. This was the foundation upon which the understanding of the atom was built. Fast forward to the early 20th century, where quantum mechanics entered the stage. This revolutionary theory, spearheaded by the likes of Max Planck and Albert Einstein, provided a mathematical description of the dual particle-like and wave-like behavior of atoms and particles. It was a theory that looked beyond what the eye could see, delving into the peculiar behaviors of particles at the quantum level. Then came the understanding of nuclear fission, the process that powers an atomic bomb. This was a discovery of monumental significance. Scientists found that the nucleus of an atom could be split into two smaller nuclei, releasing an enormous amount of energy in the process. This was the key that unlocked the potential for creating a weapon of mass destruction. Little did the scientists know at the time, but these discoveries would set the stage for one of the most significant and terrifying inventions of all time. The world was about to witness the birth of the atomic bomb, an invention that would forever change the landscape of warfare and geopolitics. In a race against time and amidst the turmoil of the Second World War, the Manhattan Project was born. It was the year 1939 when the United States embarked on this top-secret mission, a venture that would forever alter the course of history. The Manhattan Project was not a mere experiment, it was a colossal endeavor, aimed at developing a weapon of unprecedented power. The atomic bomb. The project was a response to alarming global developments. Europe was in the throes of war, and there were fears that Nazi Germany was working on its own nuclear weapon. The US, feeling the urgency of the situation, decided to take a bold step into the unknown, into the realm of nuclear physics. At the helm of this daring venture was a group of brilliant minds, among them the physicist Robert Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer and his team were tasked with the monumental challenge of harnessing the energy of an atom. Their workspace? A clandestine laboratory tucked away in the mountains of Los Alamos, New Mexico. The Manhattan Project was a melting pot of intellect, where scientists from diverse backgrounds and nationalities came together for a common goal. They worked tirelessly day and night, pushing the boundaries of science and technology. The project was shrouded in secrecy, and even many of those working on it were unaware of its true purpose. The stakes were high and the pressure immense, but the scientists persevered. They were driven not just by the fear of what might happen if they failed, but also by the tantalizing promise of what could be achieved if they succeeded. Their efforts bore fruit in 1945 when the first atomic bomb, codenamed Trinity, was successfully tested. It was a moment of triumph, but also a moment of dread, as the world stood on the brink of a new and terrifying era. The Manhattan Project was not just a scientific endeavor, but a testament to human ingenuity under pressure. In the deserts of New Mexico, a new weapon was about to reveal its terrifying power. On a fateful day in July 1945, under the code name Trinity, the first successful test of the atomic bomb took place. An ominous silence hung over the desert as the countdown began. The scientists who had labored over the creation of this new weapon were a mix of emotions: excitement, anxiety, and even fear. They understood, better than anyone, the destructive potential they were about to unleash. The military personnel, on the other hand, saw this as a potential endgame to the ongoing World War. They understood the strategic implications of possessing a weapon of such magnitude, a weapon that could bring about swift and decisive victory. But even they could not fully grasp the scale of the destruction they were about to witness. As the countdown reached its end, the desert was bathed in an intense, blinding light. The earth shook as the shock waves radiated outwards. A mushroom cloud rose high into the sky, marking the birth of a new era, the Atomic Age. The scientists looked on in awe and horror as their creation unveiled its power. Their theoretical calculations had now materialized into a tangible, terrifying reality. The military personnel watched in stunned silence, the magnitude of the event sinking in. The successful Trinity test had far-reaching implications. It marked a turning point in human history. The world now possessed a weapon that could cause destruction on an unprecedented scale. A weapon that could annihilate entire cities in a blink of an eye. The balance of power had shifted dramatically. While the military strategists began planning the deployment of this new weapon, the scientists grappled with the moral and ethical implications of their creation. The world had changed, and there was no turning back. With the successful Trinity test, the atomic age had officially begun. In August 1945, the world would bear witness to the destructive power of the atomic bomb. A moment that forever changed the course of history. As the war raged on, the United States made the decision to unleash this newfound force upon two Japanese cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Hiroshima, a bustling city of approximately 350,000 people, was the first to face the bomb's wrath. On the morning of August 6th, the Enola Gay, a B-29 bomber, dropped Little Boy over the city. The explosion was equivalent to about 15,000 tons of TNT, obliterating nearly everything within a 1-mile radius. In an instant, tens of thousands of lives were extinguished and a city was left in ruins. 3 days later, it was Nagasaki's turn. The bomb, codenamed Fat Man, was even more powerful. It exploded with a force of about 21,000 tons of TNT. The hilly terrain of Nagasaki confined the damage to the Urakami Valley, but the devastation was still immense. These bombings were not just military strategies, they were statements, messages of power sent out to the world. The decision to drop these bombs was not made lightly. It was a calculated move, a response to Japan's refusal to surrender, and an attempt to bring an end to the war swiftly, albeit brutally. The immediate effects of the bombings were horrifying. Both cities were reduced to rubble. Those who survived the initial blast were left to deal with the aftermath, burns, radiation sickness, and psychological trauma. But the bomb's impact didn't stop there. The long-term effects were equally devastating. Survivors, known as hibakusha, suffered from long-term health effects, including an increased risk of cancer. The cities themselves took decades to recover, and even today, the scars of the bombings are still visible. These bombings marked the end of World War II, but they also ushered in a new era of nuclear warfare. The atomic bomb, once a theoretical concept, had made its devastating debut on the world stage, forever changing the course of human history. From scientific discovery to devastating use, the atomic bomb has left an indelible mark on our history. It's a story that begins with the birth of an idea, a concept so powerful it would change the course of our world forever. In the early 20th century, scientists discovered the inner workings of the atom. They found that atoms could be split, releasing vast amounts of energy. This was the seed of an idea that would grow into the creation of the atomic bomb. The Manhattan Project was the next pivotal chapter in this narrative. Under the cloak of utmost secrecy, a team of brilliant minds from around the globe gathered in the United States. Their mission was to transform this theoretical concept into a tangible, devastating weapon. The clock was ticking, and the pressure was immense. The fate of World War II hung in the balance. The Trinity test marked the atomic bomb's terrifying transition from theory to reality. In the desolate desert of New Mexico, the world's first atomic bomb was detonated. The mushroom cloud that rose into the sky was a chilling harbinger of the devastation to come. The bomb's devastating debut came with the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In a flash of blinding light and searing heat, these cities were reduced to rubble. The human cost was staggering. Hundreds of thousands of lives were lost. While the atomic bomb ended a war, it also sparked a global arms race and introduced a new level of fear and uncertainty into the world. It serves as a reminder of the power of scientific knowledge and the responsibility that comes with it. As we look back on this chapter of our history, we must remember the lessons it has taught us. The atomic bomb, a weapon of mass destruction, is a testament to the heights and depths of human capability. We hold the power to create and to destroy. It's a sobering thought, and one that we must never forget.